First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh, and we do so in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, and I pray that this lesson is further edifying to whoever it comes across. Thanksgiving is a day that celebrates mockery, oppression, and bloodshed, and it's not a Black, Native, or Latino holiday. We are told natives and pilgrims are the founders of this occasion, with pilgrims forming an alliance with the natives to learn how to survive in the Americas, leading to a meal that celebrated them working together. But in reality, this is not the case. Thanksgiving was a custom done by Edomites to celebrate military success. For example, in 1673, over 700 Native American men, women, and children were permanently removed from the earth at the hands of colonial soldiers. This ended with the colonial governor proclaiming a day of Thanksgiving for all the soldiers who returned home. This was something they did well before coming to America. So there were many different days of Thanksgiving in European culture until it was given a specific day by Abraham Lincoln. But we are told it's about the pilgrims coming into contact with natives. So let's explore that theory for a second. The natives they claim to have came into contact with were the Wampanoag people, but they were not celebrating the presence of the pilgrims. Instead, they were already in a feast that was tradition for them to keep every year, and the pilgrims happened to arrive during that time. We know the native ancestors of those we call natives and Latinos today were generous people, willing to help the pilgrims learn the ways of the land, and as such, they wouldn't have turned the pilgrims away from the feast, which is why the Edomites were able to have a meal with the Native Americans. But when we dig deeper, we have many historical references that prove these Native Americans were Israelites from the Northern Kingdom. The book titled A Star in the West shows the native languages were barbaric forms of Hebrew due to time corrupting their native Hebrew tongue, similar to how the Hebrews corrupted their language during the Babylonian exile. Furthermore, the second book of Esdras tells us the Northern Kingdom Israelites escaped the Assyrian captivity by coming to the final land to be dwelled in by man, and the Israelites called this land Arsareth. We know the final land to be dwelled in by man was the Americas, and when Christopher Columbus came over to the Americas, the Encyclopedia Britannica admits that he labeled this land as the land of Arsareth that the Israelites fled to in the second book of Esdras. With this being said, the Wampanoag tribe was another Israelite tribe of the Northern Kingdom, dwelling in ancient America. This explains why they were having a feast of harvest, which is something given to the Israelites in Exodus 23:16. But today, Edomites use this feast to claim it was one of their days of Thanksgiving, making a mockery of the Lord's event. This also makes the Edomites a nation that came against the Lord's chosen people. And because of this, they are marked for judgment for touching the apple of the Lord's eye, as it is written in Zechariah 2:8, and it reads, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye." To make matters worse, Matthew 25:31-46 shows Gentiles being judged based on how they treat the brethren of the Messiah, which are the Israelites due to him being of the seed of David, as it is written in Romans 1:3. More specifically, of the tribe of Judah, as it is written in Hebrews 7:14. So if Gentiles are partially judged based on how they treat the Israelites, and the Father takes offense to Gentiles mistreating the Israelites in general, why would they feel like it's okay to celebrate the destruction of the Israelites found in America? And why would you as an Israelite feel like it's okay to celebrate this with them? Remember that Ezekiel 35:15 reads, "As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord." Idumea is another word for the Edomites. Mount Seir is a location Edomites were often found in. And here we see when the Edomites rejoice over the desolation of Israel, they are at odds with the Lord and they are marked for judgment. So again, I ask, why would you celebrate the destruction of the Israelites in America? And as an Israelite, why would you think it's okay to celebrate this with them? But either way, our people will continue to celebrate times consecrated by man, especially Black people, which brings me to my next point. Black people of West and Central African relation are the descendants of the Southern Kingdom of Israel. An easy way to prove this is a quick look at the Spanish map that recorded the tribe of Judah on the West African slave coast before they went into captivity during the Atlantic slave trade. This makes Black people Israelites as well, and we have a terrible history with Thanksgiving, just like the Native Americans. This is the day we worked the hardest longest hours in the kitchen for the plantation owner and his family. If you weren't a house slave, you stayed outside and prepared the slave's Thanksgiving meal, which was leftover pieces of animals used to cook the meal for the plantation owner and his family. This tradition led to black people eating the remains of any animal that were given, like chitterlings and gizzards. And many of these customs were incorporated into the same soul food that caused health problems in our community. But after an Israelite got tired of serving the big house and eating scraps, they would join the trend of escaping on Thanksgiving, which more than likely led to many of them being unalived, due to that being the punishment if caught. So Thanksgiving for black people is a day to remember being treated like the lowest on the plantation, eating scraps and escaping with the risk of being removed from the earth permanently. It was never something we wanted, and it wasn't a day meant for us to be happy. And for natives, it was a reminder of the lands, people, and time lost to the colonial Edomites. But many will say Thanksgiving has been rebranded to be thankful for family. But if that's the case, who are we thanking? It can't be the Most High, because he gave us feast days to celebrate in Leviticus 23. Furthermore, Galatians 4:10 through 11 shows we aren't supposed to recognize days consecrated by man. And 1 John 2:15 through 17 told us not to love the things of this world, or else the love of the Father is not in us. So to follow the Father, Yahweh, and his Son, Yahweh Shai, requires detachment from this world. And detachment from this world is the only way to be in good standings with the Lord. Or you can continue to participate in holidays that pay homage to the destruction of the Lord's chosen people, all of which could jeopardize your salvation. Lord willing, this lesson was further edifying to whoever had ears to hear. Shalom.